You're the owner of a small business, which means you're also the tech guy, and HR, and personal assistant, and head honcho, and intern. You could use another pair of hands, like the experts you'll find at Verizon Small Business Days, April 21st through 27th. Get a free tech check, special deals, and more. Call 1-800-483-4428 or visit verizon.com/smallbusiness to book your appointment. Verizon Business.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Hi, welcome to Talking Real Money, the radio show, and then magically it becomes a podcast. It's so amazing. I'm Don, that's Tom. We're here to help you deal with your dough better than before. So give us a call at 855-9. That didn't rhyme very well.
You're writing the next Hamilton or something, I guess.
I know. I am the world's worst rapper. No, well, yeah, no, I am. Tom's actually even better than I am.
Wow, this is the first time.
I mean, you've actually done a rap video.
That's true, I have. Not a very good one, but I did one.
But the reality is it is about 1,000 times better than I would do because I just don't get it. I'm trying to get it. Hamilton I loved.
Yeah, indeed.
I did. I don't know. I'm old.
Faint
I
praise,
think I'm old.
Faint praise, but I'll take it. But okay.
I honestly, I think it's because I'm old. I do. I am old. I'm old. 855-935-TALK is our phone number. What?
And to show you how old we are, in just a couple minutes, we'll tell you why fractional investing, why Robinhood, by all these people rushing into this particular field are way afield. So we'll talk about that. Far afield, pardon me.
I hate even using the word investing to describe it.
It's not at all in any way, shape, or form. But
it's not investing.
Apparently it's
fractional gambling. 855-935-TALK. That's our phone number. We've had a caller hanging on for a long time. So let's start with a call. Sandy, welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hi, thank
Sandy.
you for taking my call. Yes, I have been called persistent more than once in my life.
Good for you.
Good for you. Yeah.
Yes.
Are you a rapper, though?
Oh, baby, I can do anything. I
like Sandy.
Wow.
I don't say I'm
She's-
good. I just say I can do it. But
She's my favorite
for
caller
you.
of the week so far. That's
Great attitude. Great attitude.
wish I could put a
You don't
rhyme
win
with it,
anything.
please.
There's not a prize. Don't get too excited. All right, what's up, Sandy?
I just like to win. I don't
Good.
care if there's a prize. So I would like to win in this problem. So my husband and I are trying to give some dollars to our kids. So we have separate accounts, IRA accounts at Vestry. Can we gift our kids from each account, or are we a team and we can only gift $1 amount?
You're
Then, the second
individual
part-
people. Oh, go ahead. I didn't know there's a second part. Cool. All right, go ahead.
So the second part actually has two parts, Tim. Can you explain the taxes and the fees? So we're over 62, and so I understand from Brian that there wouldn't be a penalty, and that we could pay the taxes at the time of withdrawal. So am I right? Do I understand that?
Wait. Can I step back just a little, Sandy?
Yeah, no. What
Are you
she's saying
talking
is
about
there's
the
no
gift
penalty.
tax?
No, she's taking money out of her IRA and giving it to others.
Got it.
At 62, there is no penalty. That is correct, because the penalties end at 59 and a half. You'd simply be paying tax on whatever you take out. That is correct. By the way, Brian is one of our advisors, Brian McLaren, she's referring to.
Yes.
So it sounds to me like he gave you good advice, which
He
I hope he
better.
does regularly.
Yeah.
Yes,
and now,
understand. I felt like I understood most of it, but I just wanted to be certain that I understood the taxes, and I thought since you guys were on the phone, I'd just go ahead and bug you.
yeah. No, that's fine. We like being bugged.
Oh, that's
Well, I do. Hey, but the question. So you're worried mainly about just the taxes making the withdrawal from the IRA, not gift taxes or any of that stuff.
No.
Well, I'm a little bit interested in the gift tax too, because I don't think I really don't want to give the government money twice. I don't want the kids to have to pay any taxes, and I don't want to have to pay any taxes, or the fewest possible. And then if we both give them money, what's the max that we can do? We think it's
$15,000 per person. Okay.
Okay.
Per year. So let's say the two of you can each give $30,000 to each child per year.
Oh. Okay.
Per person per year. So each person, correct,
can give $15,000 to each child. So the two of us,
each of you can do that. Yep.
Right. Okay, I got it. Okay. And then we can pay taxes as we withdraw, but then the kids don't have to pay taxes on it.
Correct. They have no tax on it whatsoever. Because it is a gift. It is not considered income. It is not considered it is not a taxable gift from you.
Sandy, thank you for being a great client, and thank you for being a great parent. How nice to think of your children in that way. That's true.
And a nice caller. And do Roth IRAs for them. Then they will never have to pay taxes. 855-935-TALK is our number. We will return momentarily.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
We don't believe in seat-of-your-pants investing. We believe investing should be based on solid science, on academic research. That's why on July 29th, we'll be hosting a brand new class, The New Science of Real Investing, at 8 a.m. via Zoom. Get your tickets right now at TalkingRealMoney.com. Just click on the New Events button or the Events button and reserve your place. Go to TalkingRealMoney.com and make sure you're there to learn the science of real investing in our next online Zoom class. Go to TalkingRealMoney.com, click on the Events button.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
It's all about trying to make your financial life better now and improving your future by doing so. Because if you start making better decisions now, you're less likely to end up buying low or buying high and selling low, making stupid mistakes, overpaying for investments, all those things that we do and we shouldn't be doing. And there's a lot of bad advice out there. So if you want good stuff, stay here. 855-935-TALK if you'd like to call and ask a question, just as Luke is doing. Luke, welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hey, Luke, how can we help you?
Don, how you doing?
Good. Thank you. We're
great. We love the show. We're happy Vestry clients. And just want to let you know about a new policy. Wow,
I'm impressed. Cool.
I wanted to let you know about a new policy at Vanguard, which I'm not really happy about. We've been with them a long time. As a result of some estate planning we were doing, we got a new account number. So previously, when you would invest with them, you'd get the confirmation return certificate with 3 invest by mail certificates and a postage-free envelope with that, ready to go. Just sign a check, and then you could invest. And they have discontinued that, evidently, for new accounts. I'm not sure if they've also discontinued it entirely. I have to talk to them again. But that made it real easy, efficient, free postage. Anything that makes investing easy and efficient was wonderful. So now I would urge you and your many listeners who have Vanguard accounts to contact them and say, those investment by mail documents made it real easy to invest. And I looked at it. Now you have to go onto the website, click on forms, find your account, get an envelope, put a stamp on it, write the check, and it's much more complicated. So,
here's the reality, Luke. Today, my comment is this. Yes, that feels, less than friendly.
Yeah.
But part 2 is all of this now is done electronically. So frankly, what they really want is you to link up your bank account to whatever accounts you have at Vanguard and then say, I want to move money from this account to my Vanguard, Roth, IRA, whatever it is. That's the direction the world's heading in. And frankly, even for us, because in the old days, clients would give us checks. We immediately took them to Charles Schwab because we didn't want to take custody of them. We can't do that anymore. They don't even let us do that. So you're right. It's not as convenient, but I do think that the electronic world is where we're all headed.
And a couple of other things, Luke, just this might help. I don't know. My wife is a check mailer. She's a big fan of mailing checks. I, on the other hand, couldn't even tell you where my checkbook is. I mean, I'm sure I have one. So when she gives me something that she would pay with a check and says, can you pay this? I go, I don't have a check. Then I go, wait. I go into my Bank of America account. I type in the address and it can stay there. Now the address stays there forever. And whenever I need to send those people a check, I just go put the amount in, hit send, and it sends it right to them without me ever, and Bank of America uses the stamp and, makes the check out. So there are other ways around it. And I gotta, Vanguard, I have to give them credit for doing what it takes to keep costs down, even if it is a little inconvenient. But, I totally understand. We get used to things and it really sucks when they change them. 855-935-TALK is our number. Luke, thanks for being a client. We really appreciate that. And Al, you're next. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hey, Al.
Hi, yeah. I got a question on 3 bond funds, the ETFs at Vanguard. I don't know if you got any information about them. It's the intermediate term, the long term, and short term.
Yeah, I know all of them. I know all of them well. What do you want to know?
Are they pretty good? Pretty good to use along with the VT world?
These are ETFs.
Bonds.
These are the Vanguard short, intermediate, and long-term bond ETFs. They're index type products. Yes.
Okay, but they're not just government bonds. These are aggregate bonds. So they're going to have mostly government, but they're going to have some corporates in there. They might have some mortgage-backed securities. So they're a look at kind of the total bond market, if you will. How do we feel about those? We feel great. They're very low cost. They're well diversified.
Although I wouldn't touch the long.
And they give you good coverage.
Although I wouldn't touch the long.
And this is an important thing for people to think about when they're investing. Our philosophy, which we think we can back up with a lot of great research, says you make the money in stocks, you keep the money in bonds. How do you keep it in bonds? You keep your maturity short, you keep your quality high. And with stocks, you globally invest into a lot of different asset classes. That's what VT gives you. So, yes, Don's right. We would only use the intermediate and short term. We would not use the long term. Remember, long-term bonds have the risk of interest rate change and exposure, which, God help me, sometime I think in my life interest rates will go up. They've only been saying it for however long, but they, so anyway.
That stop clock is going to be right.
Choices. Indeed.
All those are terrific ETFs, Al. They really are. They're very good. Thanks for the call. 855-935-8255. So easy. And wow, we have a lot of calls. Carol, you're up. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hi, how are you today?
Hi. We're awesome. How are you?
I'm great. I have a question about investment. If I take my investment that I have in stocks and take it out of this market and put it into, just transfer it over within my broker and put it into their other investments like CD bonds and things like that, that are guaranteed an interest so that the market doesn't eat it all up, is there a penalty in tax for doing that?
Maybe.
Well, what kind of account is it in?
It's just in a long-term investment.
Like a broker. It's not in an IRA or Roth IRA or something like that.
No, it's just regular stocks.
Okay. Yeah. So here's the way that goes. If you take money out of if you sell the investments in an account that's just a brokerage account, then any gains you have on those, you're going to pay capital gains tax on. So, for example, if you bought Amazon at 1,000 and it now trades at 3,000, you'd be paying a long-term capital gain if you held it over a year of 15% on that $2,000 a share gain. That's a lot of numbers. But the point is, yes, if you move it from one investment to another, you're going to pay the capital gains tax for the pleasure of selling the investments you're already in.
However, I detect a whiff of market timing in the air.
I was kind of wondering.
Yeah,
I do.
It. Yeah, I can kind of smell the burning a little. Why are you moving your money from your other investments to cash, basically?
Well, over the past 3 months, we've lost about $75,000 in the market. So I'm considering rolling over into something that won't lose any more money.
Okay, but wait, hold on. This is real. These are really important questions. One, how much money? Well, we're going to have to do it a little bit after the break. Here's a couple things I need to know from you. One, you lost $75,000. What's the total amount in the account? Two, what kind of investments do you have in this account? And then we'll talk about it right after the break. So go ahead and grab that information. It's only about a minute break. We'll come back and talk about it. 855-935-TALK is the number. 855-935-8255. Give us a call.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
You've heard that about 99% of all financial advisors are not always required to act in your best interest. You've probably been pitched financial products by all manner of friends and relatives, and the investing you have done is probably a hodgepodge of ill-fitting pieces that are doing little to provide the financial security you need. If you're looking for a 100% pure fiduciary, and we'll put that in writing, low-cost, fee-only advisor who always puts you first, give Vestory a call at 800-386-3004. That's 800-386-3004, or visit us online at Vestory, VESTORY.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
The radio show about future fuel. No, not the kind that generates electricity or powers your car, but the kind that powers your future life, your retirement, your enjoyment of life. 855-935-TALK is our number. We're talking with Carol, and Carol is thinking about moving from her regular brokerage account into cash vehicles of some kind. And Carol, two questions before the break. One, how much money's in this account that you're thinking about moving that has lost $75,000?
Oh, right now there's about $230,000.
Whoa. Okay, that is a big loss. That leads me to the second question. What kind of investments are in this portfolio?
Just long-term general stocks, market stocks.
Individual stocks? Individual stocks?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the problem. That is the problem. We now have the problem. Okay. And Carol, this is one of those things that you need to listen very, very carefully because this is so important. Never buy individual stocks again. Ever. It's gambling, and you've learned that it is because you made a bad bet. If you had just been invested in a portfolio of globally diversified stocks, you would have lost a tiny fraction of that amount. More like, let's see, $230,000, more like about $18,000.
That's right.
$75,000. And you would have, and if you diversified between a globally diversified portfolio of U.S. and international stocks and bonds, your loss would be a few bucks.
You'd be about broken even right now. So, I mean, I guess the other question that I would have is how long until you're going to use the money?
Well, I'm going to be 70 the end of this month. So what I want to do is see to it that it is there. I've gifted it in a trust to my children and my grandchild.
Well, then here's what I think you need to do, Carol. Carol, what I would like to see you do right now is get it properly invested, not try to time when you get in and when you get out based on your emotions and what the market does to you. But here at 70 years old, if the money is going to be left for your children, you're going to want to have the majority of it in those safer investments like bond funds, maybe as much as 60 or 70% of that. But you also want it to grow over time because right now, if you just have it in bonds, you're guaranteed to lose money because you're going to lose to inflation. So you need to build a real portfolio with this money. And to date, you've been gambling with it. You really have. Most people think buying individual stocks is investing. We do not believe that to be the case. We think buying individual stocks is dangerous, and you learned just how dangerous it can be. Take this lesson to heart and go build the right portfolio. Go take our risk quiz. Find out what your risk tolerance is because you know you don't need the money. You're leaving it to your kids. So find out what your risk tolerance is. Build a portfolio around that.
It's always easy to get that risk quiz. You can go to talkingrealmoney.com, and the risk quiz is right there. I agree with Don. Let's build the – it feels like it's all or nothing to me, like I'm going to get out of stocks into cash. And that's people have a tendency to think it's black or white. It's not. You want to have a balance of the things that will grow faster and then the part that will make you feel okay because the bonds will keep the value of the overall portfolio. I'm good with that.
This is another emotional flaw that is built into human beings. We think black and white. It's on or off. It's good or bad. We do this in almost every aspect of our life. You're either right or you're wrong. There are degrees of right and wrong. There are degrees of good and bad. There are degrees of risk and return. All of these things, everything in our life needs to be balanced. And when it comes to money, absolutely done with a discipline, because if you allow emotions to make those decisions for you, you will consistently, in aggregate, end up making more mistakes than you will great decisions, because our emotions trick us into doing dumb stuff. 855-935-TALK is our number, 855-935-8255. Oh, by the way, if you're listening to the podcast version of this, you can call that number 24/7 and just leave your question, and we'll get that answered on a future podcast. So make sure you listen to the podcast, too, on your favorite podcast service. In addition to turning this into a podcast, we also do several others during the course of the week.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Did you know I wrote a book? Yeah, about 10 years ago, I wrote a book about investing. Financial Physics, with an F, How Money and Investing Really Work. It's a short read. It's a really easy read because, well, as you know, investing is way too easy to be this complicated. And it's been on sale for a long time at Amazon. I updated it in 2018 to a new version. But if you don't want to buy it, you can go buy it at Amazon. It's $10. But if you don't want to buy it, if you want it free, well, you can get it free two ways. One, you can get a PDF copy by going to talkingrealmoney.com/free. talkingrealmoney.com/free. If you don't put in the /free, you can't find it. The other way is if you have an iDevice, like an iPhone or an iPad or a Mac, you can go get an interactive version of the book, a special edition that I made that's actually interactive, that's got videos and motion and things going on, and that's also free. Just look for Financial Physics, FYSICS, in the Apple Bookstore or Apple Books or whatever they call it now. Or go to talkingrealmoney.com/free, talkingrealmoney.com/free. And I guarantee you'll enjoy the PDF or the iBook or your money back. Check it out, talkingrealmoney.com/free.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Welcome back to Talking Real Money. Tom Cock here, Don McDonald over there. You out there trying to figure out what to do with your money, especially cash in a crisis. We're trying to help you. We've had a lot of great calls today, too. People want to know about trading sectors, people owning stocks, wanting to move to bonds. What do you do? How do you get all this right? Well, the reality is, as David Booth once said, who runs a fund family that we trust called Dimensional, whatever strategy you have, stick to it. Don't change strategies. You need to find one you can trust and believe in. We think we can make you that offer, that because the work that we're going to show you on July 29th in a webinar is based on academic work. It's not based on their latest idea from Jim Cramer or somebody else on Wall Street. Sign up now. Join us for the webinar. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, July 29th. Don and I will be there doing it. And then the part that seems most popular, Don, is people can ask us questions, which they do for a long period of time. Again, you can sign up at talkingrealmoney.com, talkingrealmoney.com. So that's July 29th, 8 o'clock in the morning, the real science of retirement investing. I think I have that right.
Oh, thanks for letting go of my throat. He wouldn't let me talk. Oh.
Had him hold them down there.
Hold me down. Oh, golly. Ow, you got a good grip.
You going to be okay?
Dude. Yeah, man. Yeah, he didn't want me talking, so he just took over and did the commercial, of course. Yeah,
there you go.
Him. He's a commercial guy. I noticed you did a commercial in the show this week. You snuck that in when I was out on personal business. You snuck that in.
You're surprised to hear that?
Yeah,
like,
I was. I was totally
guy?
surprised. He's like, wait, when did that happen? I thought, I
See
don't
what
know.
happens? Yeah.
I can't leave for a day. You miss
Exactly.
a day, you miss a lot. 855-935-TALK is our phone number. Give us a call. We'll talk about your financial life and try to make it better. And Jennifer, it's your turn to do just that with us. What's up?
My question involves avoiding capital gains taxes. And I had a piece of property that was quitclaimed to me in June of 2019, and it's my primary residence. And my question is if I sell it before 2 years, would I have to pay the capital gains tax?
Wait. Okay. let me go back a minute. It was quit claim to you. Were you an owner of the property before it was quit claim to you?
No, I was renting.
This wasn't in a divorce or anything then. So the property was gifted to you, basically.
Correct.
Yeah, I think you got to live in it.
I don't think they're. Yeah, you got to be there for. Is it 2 years?
2 out of 5, I believe. Let me look it up.
Before you can take the.
I don't.
Well, the only exemption I know of is it $500,000, Don, you get in gains? I always forget the number. But you have to have lived there as your primary residence for some period of time. If you just got it a year ago, then the answer would be no. You haven't met that requirement.
Yeah, it's by the way, are you single or married?
Single. I file single-head of household.
It's a $250,000 exemption. And you can add, but if you have no cost basis in it, then if the house is worth more than 250, you're going to pay capital gains on everything above that. But you have to, it's every 2 years and you have to live in it for 2 years.
Okay. So what if it's worth less than 250? If it's worth 238,
well, but then you still have to live in it for the 2 years to get that $250,000 exemption.
Otherwise, you're going to pay capital gains tax and everything between zero and the value of the home.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Otherwise, it's considered an investment property.
Yeah, exactly. They don't want you flipping it and not paying tax, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just wanted to sell it this year and move and purchase another property that's before the 2 years is up.
Yeah, you need to. It's a big hit too, by the way.
It's not cheap.
It's going to be a painful hit unless that property is something you just cannot pass up. It's usually worth being patient for another year.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Talk to your accountant and see if there's anything that we're not aware of. We're not accountants,
I don't think there is.
I don't think so. It's supposed to be 2 out of 5. I don't know of any way to get out of it. I think if you're military, there are ways out of it. I don't know. Again, I'm not an accountant. It's not my
when it's gifted, though, and under any, because I think that they're just going to say, pay us the tax for that. So
855-935-TALK. That's our number, 855-935-8255. It's free, and it's really easy to call. Pick up the phone. Give us a holler.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
We don't believe in seat-of-your-pants investing. We believe investing should be based on solid science, on academic research. That's why on July 29th, we'll be hosting a brand new class, The New Science of Real Investing, at 8 a.m. via Zoom. Get your tickets right now at TalkingRealMoney.com. Just click on the New Events button or the Events button and reserve your place. Go to TalkingRealMoney.com and make sure you're there to learn the science of real investing in our next online Zoom class. Go to TalkingRealMoney.com, click on the Events button.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
As long as it's not doom scrolling.
He's doom scrolling. As with all taxable issues, taxation issues, the IRS does not make life easy for people when it comes to taxes, which is why accountancy is still a very good business. And another reason why Jennifer probably should consult with a tax expert is the fact that the basis could very well be the basis of the person who gave you the gift. So now you may have a complication on the tax basis. So there's a step up cost basis that you can get on the person gifting the gift. However, there's another.
Just so I understand. So you mean, so if the person's basis that gifted it to you was at $200,000, now that's your basis?
Yeah. But wait, there's more.
Okay.
But wait, there's more. You see, now we start getting into the realm of gift taxes now. We've stepped into gift taxes, which is a $15,000 a year, although they can reduce their lifetime one-time estate exemption by that amount. So, whoa, you need a tax advisor. You really do, because one, you have to establish that cost basis now in concert with the other person, who also now has to determine whether they're going to take the one-time lifetime estate exemption on the value of the gift when given to you,
Can I make a suggestion here?
You mean an accountant?
No.
Oh, okay.
Let's go to the next call. Sorry.
You hate tax calls.
Else tax talk will continue.
I got to tell you, it is complicated. It really, truly
I
is
never thought
complicated.
of the stepped-up basis from the. Hey, that's weird.
Oh, there's one other thing. No, let me throw this in on top of everything else. Okay. You can, get this, you could rent the house out for a while. If you have a capital gain, like their cost basis was $100,000. Now you got $138,000 gain or whatever it is. You could rent the house for a while, get that other house, live in it for 2 years, write it off, move back into the other house for a year or 2 years, because you can only do it once every 2 years, and still in that 5 years have 2 exempt sales.
Now, I'd listen to Don on all this because he has 3 properties and he's adding more all the time. So he is really a real estate expert.
The other one is an Airstream. It's a trailer. It's got a license plate on it. Does your house have a license plate on it?
I don't look that closely.
855-935-TALK is our phone number. Now, I forgot where we're going. Lee?
Let's go to Lee. Let's go to something
Lee,
simpler.
you're up next. It won't be simple.
Please.
Hey, great. Hi, Tom and Don. How are you?
Hi, Lee.
Hey.
Good. We really appreciate your show, and finally have a question to ask. Due to our income over the years, you're welcome. Due to our income over the years, we've been purchasing the traditional IRA and then backdooring it into a Roth. We switched planners, and this year we attempted. Thank you very much. And this year we decided to attempt the same purchase, traditional IRA, then backdoor it, but we were told we wouldn't be able to do that. And we're just curious. We hadn't heard of any tax changes, and we looked on the internet where we could find all of our important answers, and didn't see anything that indicated that we couldn't do that. So any words of wisdom?
Well, why were you told that you could not do it? What was the reason given? Because the backdoor Roth still exists.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's due to income, because we've always backdoored. Our income's the same as it was last year when we wrote the check for, and again, it's associated with taxes.
Right. I mean,
did you start another pre-tax retirement savings plan?
We may have, because like I said, we switched planners. What we've always had a traditional IRA that we kept open for this backdoor process.
Because under those circumstances, you have to prorata it, the other part as well.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Like you have, say you have a 401k that is a pre-tax. I love tax law. Don't you love tax law?
Lee, you're supposed to save us. You're not helping.
Yeah, okay. You have a 401k that is a pre-tax, not a Roth 401k, but a pre-tax 401k. If you backdoor Roth from a regular IRA, then you have to take a prorated portion of the 401k and convert that to a Roth 401k.
And pay the tax.
And pay the tax.
Right. At what point maybe you shouldn't do that? I mean, in other words, the tax would be too high or something? Is there some point? I mean, we're just doing the 6,500 because we're... No? Okay.
No, it's the only thing I can think of. I mean, I'm
I don't know. There's been no... Okay, but what your initial question was, has there been any change to the rules surrounding a backdoor Roth IRA? I am unaware of that.
And I am looking right now at the...
that means someone else will call me to tell me we're wrong.
I am looking right now at the IRS's website, and I don't see any changes, but, there's only about 1 billion pages of tax code there.
Well,
so I don't think so.
I don't know if it falls under the CARES Act in some way.
I don't remember reading anything, but that doesn't, I can't read everything.
We're not helping you a whole lot here, I'm afraid. So...
Ice-T's
I'll keep my ear to the radio, and hopefully somebody will have some other information. But thank you very much for taking our call.
You know what? I'll ask a couple of our planners, because I don't know about that off the top of my head.
Andrew, call Tom. Andrew.
Yeah, right away.
Right now. Call
him. Urgent.
855-935-TALK. What time is it? Oh, my gosh. Is it this late? Bill, welcome to Talking Real Money. Yeah. Wow.
Howdy.
Bill?
I've got a real quick question for you. Hello?
Yes, sir. We're listening.
Yes, sir.
We're listening intently.
I once worked for a company that had all of its employees on a 401k program. I worked for them for about 12 years, but I haven't worked for them for the last 18 18 years. How do I find out if I've still got money in that 401k program, and how do I get it out if I do?
The company still exists?
Salvation Army.
They still exist.
Yes.
Then there's an account there. All you need to do is contact the. Is it a particular Salvation Army? What are they called? My wife's on the board. The little district things.
Outpost.
They'd be down in California.
Fort.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what you need to do. Whatever the division of the Southwest, the Salvation Army you work for it.
Base.
Contact their HR people. Tell them you have a 401k. They'll have the paperwork. They'll have a trustee for that 401k. Get the paperwork on it. Then, I would suggest you roll that over, transfer that into your very own IRA.
Or into the plan you're in today.
Yeah, or the plan
another employer.
Right.
Well, I drive for the post office now. We're not in the 401k.
No, you're not. So you could just do an IRA. Just contact the employer. Yeah. Say, please check your plan records, and you need your first name. Your first last name, your social security number. And you may need the dates you worked for them to help them find it. Call them with that information. They still exist, so you absolutely can find it. I know that the Salvation Army has that information, and then get it out of there and get it transferred.
And if they don't help you, call us back and we'll ring their bell for them. Okay?
Oh, funny. That's funny. It's funny.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Thank you
Mr. Dad Joker. Thank you so much, Bill.
No, by the way,
yes,
in all seriousness,
serious?
This is a problem we see. Don't leave behind all these old accounts. Have one retirement account. When you leave, go move it to somewhere else, because this is what happens. You end up with multiple ones and you don't know where they are, et cetera.
Well,
bad deal.
And you can also go to freeerisa, ERISA.com, and you can find, if you've lost an employer completely, you can find their 5500 document and find out where the plan went. Complicated.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
If you're sick of your self-interested financial advisor and are looking for a 100% fiduciary low-fee investment advisor, call my firm Vestory at 800-386-3004 or visit us at vestory.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
And if you want to find out what real investing is, investing based on science, then come to our new class, never been done. It's called the new science-based, or I can't remember the name of the class now. See, I got all flustered. Just go to talkingrealmoney.com and sign up. The new science of retirement investing. There we go.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately, consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestory, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit talkingrealmoney.com for more information and disclosures. That's a wrap.